point. Although Darren Neils, the Newcastle chief executive, he did say last week that they expect to be in European football in February. So there is that expectation from the club's owners.
Yeah,
and I don't think it is free hits and that. I don't think that's how the owners are looking at it. I think they expect results, and their mentality might be slightly different to that of their fans, who are just absolutely thrilled by the ride and by the transformation under Howe. And remember it, the Mike Ashley years all too well.
Yeah.
But the owners, they're expecting results. So if this went on medium and long term, there's no guarantee they would even stick with the manager. Nothing's permanent. It's the owners look at it very, very differently to how many fans do, and I don't think that can be ignored either.
It's similar, actually, how we were talking last week. If you've missed the episode, please go and listen, about Steve Cooper and Marinakis. That same feeling of fans' expectation versus actually the owners, and the difference in opinion. And in one sense, as we discussed also in previous episodes, Newcastle have been really unfortunate with what's happened to Tonali. But I'm sure that doesn't change the owner's view. Just because he's not there doesn't mean there shouldn't be success. He shouldn't be the glue that means they go and win trophies. That shouldn't be on him necessarily.
And also, don't forget executives. Some executives made massive mistakes in terms of that deal, not investigating the gambling, not being aware of the addiction, and how on the scale of the addiction and what potential impact that could have on the player and the player's future. I mean, that was an embarrassing mistake. It's cost the club hugely already on the pitch, never mind financially, having to pay his £140,000 a week wages throughout the time he's out for 10 months. So that was devastating, and the executives made the mother of all blunders there, didn't they, in terms of Dan Ashworth, the director of football, and the executives who completed the deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we move on from one club who might not be pushing for top four to one who actually look maybe dead cert to be right up there, Aston Villa Football Club. What a story this season. Can you talk us through, please, any of the transfer news ahead of January? Because surely they've got a strength in going into this window.
Yeah, I mean, the American owners, NSWE, they've not been shy of spending big throughout their reign. They always have done. They've backed their managers to the hilt and had unprecedented spending. The information I have is that they're going to spend really big again in January. They're going to be very active. They are already active behind the scenes, and they will look to make multiple signings in key positions. And they have extraordinary resources, and they kind of have gone under the radar a little bit, I suppose, not only this season but in previous seasons, in terms of their actual spending, because it's around 25 to 35 million per player on lots and lots and lots of players. They haven't gone out and had like the 70, 80 million pound signings, but they've been massive spenders. You look at their net spend over the last 4 or 5 years, it is monumental. But they're planning to go big again in January.
Wow. Have you got any particular names you could maybe give us? Are there any positions that they're particularly looking at as well?
Yeah, I mean, they're looking to bring in 2 forwards, from what I understand. Wow. They're very aware they're overly reliant on Ollie Watkins at the moment. He's played all the minutes this season, and he's obviously having the season of his career. He's been outstanding, but one injury to him, and you could very much see their team falling apart, or the results starting to be significantly affected. He's not just a goal scorer, he's also an absolute threat to defenders throughout the match as well. And
I mean, not 9 assists, Wayne, in the Premier League. He's done brilliantly. And he plays such a pivotal role, I think, going forwards for them. People don't realise that he's not just a goal scorer. He is someone that provides massively. And I can totally agree. I think if he is to get injured, they are in big, big trouble.
And you look at where else are the goals coming from in that team, and I think they've scored 33 Premier League goals, which is pretty impressive. I mean, it's not too far off Liverpool and Man City, but without his creativity, that would, they don't have a backup anywhere near that level. So they're looking at 2 forwards. That could be 1 wide forward as well. In terms of targets, Tammy Abraham's one, but he's currently recovering from a long-term knee injury, an ACL that will likely sideline him until maybe March. So, but he's a long-term target. They do like him, and he can lead the forward line and is very mobile. Emery type of player. Inaki Williams is another one. In the Liga, he's more of a traditional wide forward. very, very exciting, very quick, very capable on the counter attack, which is quite important to how Aston Villa play.
Yes.
So they're two players. And they're also looking in centre midfield, Lewis, as well. More of a backup type player. Then Donker could leave if they bring in a new central midfielder, and also potentially a defender as well. But I think probably centre mid and forwards are the biggest priorities at the moment for Aston Villa.
Okay, because You've just watched a segment from Football Insider's brand new podcast, The Inside Track, with me, Lewis Pearce, alongside the guests on the show. Thanks very much for tuning in. Please do give the video a like, comment your thoughts on the topic, and feel free to share on your social media pages. If you want to listen to the full podcast episode, click the link in the description below. Keep your eyes peeled for plenty more content and exclusives here on The Inside Track.